unforgiving North Atlantic. For millennia, men have sought fortunes here. More than 10,000 never returned, including the 6 fishermen lost in the perfect storm. Still, every fall, a handful of brave crews risk everything in search of big fish.
Don't let it get away!
Got him. Here's a $1,000 bill with fins.
And a bigger payday.
Money, money, money!
Off.
It's an epic gamble where one mistake
That one's still fighting.
can get you killed. 2 weeks into the fall season, the fleet's on the fish.
Want to come see right there. Get ready. Got it.
The eagle-eyed two's the first to pay their expenses and start pulling up profit. But the Grand Banks are living up to their reputation.
You're dropping like flies.
120 miles off the U.S. coast is the Francis Anne.
We just got back to our buoy. Terrible set out for the guys. Got hammered all night long.
After Captain Clem's huge first day, the North Atlantic stopped cooperating.
We only put out half the gear, 20 miles we put out last night, 6 beavers worth. Hope we catch something today.
I see it.
Come on, let's catch them up. Yo! Haven't caught anything. Sucks. We started hauling. We got a fish on right here. Come on, let's see a good fish.
Shark attack.
Aye, aye, man. Got something else coming here. Come on, let's see a good fish here.
Overnight, sharks decimated the crew's catch.
A couple decent markers there, just eating right up.
Each shark-bitten fish is like a wad of $100 bills being pulled out of the crew's pockets.
We can expect a hard day today.
But on the North Atlantic, things can always get worse.
I don't know, it says the pump in the fish hole isn't working.
The bilge pump alarm forces the captain to shut down the haulback.
Our bilge pump isn't working right now. We gotta figure it out.
Hey, Lem, nice job putting this box on here for me. You put the box up here, you know the wire don't belong like this.
Unbelievable, man.
Lenny, wait till I get the up there, because this is your fault.
Without the bilge pump, seawater will flood the fish hold and ruin the catch.
In a rush to go nowhere and do everything half-assed.
This isn't Lemmy's first mistake. A few nights back, he set the hooks too close.
First section, I told him to slow the down.
And he's been on thin ice ever since.
Unbelievable.
Here, get that over the side.
Gotcha.
Now the crew's racing to save their catch by rigging an external pump.
Man.
All because I want up the pump.
It's pumping.
I know.
I just gotta pump some of the water out so I can get back to work underneath there.
I don't know if the pump shorted out or if it was completely my fault.
Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
With 15,000 pounds of fish already packed in the hold, this may be a $50,000 mistake.
I hope we got all the water out in time, but I guess we won't find out until we unload the fish.
Go away right now, for real. You ever see the power cord to the pump like that ever? 3 foot of water down there, idiot.
You gotta get back on the gear here. We can't waste all day.
Complete idiot.
Just Slick's a little mad.
If the base to that fish house goes bad, and those fish go bad, it's money out of my pocket for his mistake. I'm not gonna see that money back for his mistake because the fish went bad.
1,250 miles northeast is the Bjorn 2. Captain Greenlaw's still in the hold, but she still hasn't covered expenses and made a paycheck for her crew.
Well, it's probably a little premature to think that our luck has really changed. And we're just like imagining how much better it could be. Need a few more for me to think things are really looking up.
Right now, we are not making any money. We are fishing to pay expenses.
Last season, Linda and her crew never made a cent because she couldn't find the fish. This season, she's vowed to quit sword fishing if she doesn't make a trip.
If I come back with an empty boat, I think that my sword fishing days will be over. Okay, here we go, I think.
First leader of the day.
Live sword, yeah, nice fish.
Good morning. Okay.
There goes. Now.
The first fish of the day is a 200-pound double marker.
Woo! All right.
Look at that one. Look at the color in
All
that
right,
baby.
guys. More to come.
Swordfish can grow to 14 feet and weigh up to 1,400 pounds. Any fish over 100 pounds is called a marker. 200 pounds is a double marker, and so on.
The first battle, first thing this morning, we won, which is nice. We don't always win them. Oh, that fish is flipped. Whoa. Careful, Harry. That one's still fighting. It's dangerous. You wouldn't want to get whacked by that, Bill. It's a battle of one man and one fish. Sometimes the fish wins. In this case, the man won.
There you go.
Swordfish, nice one. This one's my battle. You try and muscle these things aboard, you pull them off. Period. It's all about finesse. You gotta know when to pull and when to let up. Here it comes. Yeah, nice fish.
Oh, there we go. Nice fish. Nice fish.
Fish are hitting the deck, but Linda still hasn't broken even.
Mako. Big Mako.
Makos are the only sharks crews can sell, and this killer might be enough to push Linda into the black.
Ready for a fight, Dave? Oh, he's angry. Oh, I don't have it very good. I don't have it very good, Nate. He ripped right out to me. Well, and he's gone. That was a nice one, though.
Well, that was a case of the beast winning. Fish on!
Yeah! All hands on this one.
The triple marker's another shot at the profit zone.
Slippery.
If the crew can haul it aboard.
You bastard. Feet tipping. Yeah. why we're out here.
The fish could be worth $1,500, but it's also proof Captain Greenlaw hasn't lost her edge. But just a half mile to the east, it's a different story on the Eagle-Eye 2.
Shark.
Captain Scotty's gear drifted into colder water, and now he's pulling up nothing but blue sharks.
Lisa, shark!
Blue dogs have no commercial value, but they're exactly why shark biologist Lisa Natanzin risks her life on the Grand Banks.
This is a beautiful example of a small blue shark. It's a male, you can tell by the claspers. Just gonna measure it, tag it, try to put it in a little gently on a small fish like this. This is my passion, tagging as many of them as I can.
But each hook's a chance for their luck to change.
Got some weight on the line here.
It's a fish!
Swordfish, right here.
At $3 to $4 per pound, the huge triple marker could be worth $1,500.
Windy and wet today. Only takes 1 second for everything to turn around.
A bit of rock and rolling, but not everybody here is seasoned fishermen. We could deal with it.
The bell starts ringing up there from the wind. That's blowing 35 knots.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a gale coming here. Rough day, you can get hit by a wave, you get washed overboard. You know, there's all sorts of moving stuff. Mainline's coming in fast.
Every time the Eagle-Eye 2 crests a wave, the 1,000-pound test mainline stretched to its limits.
Fox!
Coming up, the crew races to aid Tommy Fox. Lemmy's day keeps getting worse,
You don't listen to nothing, and you do everything half-assed.
and a turf war erupts.
You're just gonna be dealing with. I'll run back and you up 10 times worth. You know it.
Notorious chompers, don't with them.
345 miles off the coast of Newfoundland is the Eagle-Eye 2.
Look out! Fox!
Scotty and his veteran crew were hauling gear while fighting 20-foot seas and 40-knot winds when the main line snapped and took out deckhand Tommy Fox.
No. Got a good sting. He's all right.
Ah, mainline pop got you? Oh, Fox got hit in the face by the mainline. Down for a minute, he's okay though. Oh, just a nice blow.
Mainline got him across the head. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when somebody's gonna get hurt.
Slippery rope, slippery metal, I mean. Freak out of me.
Fox will be fine. Little smack, wake-up call. Get up!
It's all a part of fishing. That's why they say commercial fishing is the most dangerous job in the world. Don't mention about all the money you can make and the fun you can have.
For the Grand Banks veteran, there's nothing better than hauling in swordfish. By the end of the main line, they've hauled aboard over 4,000 pounds. Despite the sharky start.
Looking all right. She's not a full fish hold yet. She's getting there. If we fill it up to here, that's what we call hatching a boat. So we'd love to hatch it. I don't know if we will do it or not, but it sure would be nice too.
1,250 miles to the southeast is the Francis Anne.
I'm so pissed at Lemmy right now, I can't even tell you. You just better keep his freaking distance from me today. I mean, it's not right. And he gives you the blank stare. What?
Captain Chris Clems finishing his third haul back this season. and lead deckhand Lemmy Eastburn still off his game.
Why didn't you gap him? The thing was right in front of you, Lem.
It was gone by the time I saw where it was.
It was off by the time you saw it? How the we did not even see it? Didn't see it. Dude, open your eyes, pull your head out of your all right, Lem? This is what you're doing between the fish hole pump and everything else. This is you. Didn't see it. You don't listen to nothing, and you do everything half-assed. Now we don't see fish 5 foot in front of you.
Earlier today, Lemmy was already on thin ice when he shorted out the bilge pump.
Wait till I get the up there, because this is your fault. Lemmy's our weak link right now. I'll switch to Little Dan. Little Dan's behind me now on the hook box. I'll let Lemmy run around, do double duty like Dan's been doing. Lemmy can do dobs and pull hooks.
Now the captain won't let Lemmy even stand next to him. And on a sword boat, the small move is a huge demotion.
Just want that last beeper to come up.
The end of the main line completes their worst haul this season.
Smile, Lemmy. That's all you can do. Really.
What?
Smile.
Somebody's gotta get yelled at. I swear to God, it's gotta be me. He's gonna yell at you, no matter what. I can't ever please him, no matter what I do. He has 2 ears.
As the lighthouse turns, that's the name of the soap opera today aboard the fishing vessel Francis Ann. As the lighthouse turns.
1,270 miles northeast is the Bigeye.
I'm gonna do everything in my power and whatever I gotta do to get this boat out as soon as I can. I know the limitation of the boat, and I know the limitation of a decent crew.
Captain Chomps isn't letting up until he fills his boat and gets off the Grand Banks.
Captain Bly up there wants us to haul more gear every day. I think he's trying to break everybody. He's not happy with everybody.
Every day, the risks increase for the 58-foot fiberglass boat and its crew. Last year, brutal weather cracked the Bigeye's hull and cost him big.
Everybody thinks I'm trying to be but you know I'm trying to just get this over with, Woody. You know what's getting ready to happen around here. I'm worried to death. Break the boat. Here.
This is Chomp's 4th haul of the season. So far, he's paid his expenses, and now each haul is pure profit.
Nice sword.
The crew's filling their bank accounts, but hauling huge fish at Chomp's breakneck pace is turning them into stumbling zombies.
You all right?
Drag your fish in on top of me. Problem my legs.
The massive 300-pound triple marker could be worth over $1,200. But getting it on the boat almost took out Mullet.
Gotta work, gotta keep going.
Nice sword.
And out here, there's no rest for the weary.
Another hog. I got it. Come up here. Get 300-pounder right there. Woo!
That's a big
Finally, a quadruple marker's too much for the crew. The captain's gotta slow down and use the winch.
Watch out, y'all. Glenn, watch out. He's 4+.
The 400-pounder could be worth almost $2,000. Money that goes right into their pockets.
Paid all the expenses yesterday. Today, it's all for us.
I don't want to drop this one right there.
Today, Chomps and his weary crew hauled aboard over 4,000 pounds, but the hold's still not completely full.
A hectic day, but we've accomplished hauling it back. We're trying to get it out again.
So the captain's risking another set in his little fiberglass boat. "345 miles off the coast of Newfoundland is the Eagle-Eye 2.
Keep in the water!
Captain Scotty's setting his gear, but his spot's no longer a secret.
I see you right there. That's you I'm looking at.
What are you doing out here? Come in.
I'm fishing my set.
You're right in my set.
This is my set, Scotty, not your set.
No, it's not. You're fishing a strip, Jimmy.
I mean, nothing, you know how it works here. We went in, we're fishing a strip of water, there's no fish anymore.
Well, my water's still here, so I'm supposed to move or something?
Man, I don't know where you're going to be at. I don't know where I'm going to be at yet. I'm going to start setting the gear, and I end up zigzagging where I end up.
Oh, we're going to be tangled up bad.
When captains work together, they can set gear next to each other, as close as a half a mile. But when they don't, everyone's gear can become a useless, tangled mess.
You know, when the water moves around, that's when, problems can arise, tempers flare up a little bit.
News of Scotty and Linda's massive haulbacks has finally reached the fleet.
I think there's a real good chance that Linda will be tangled up with Jimmy. I'm hoping I avoided his gear, but I would say there's probably a good likelihood all three of us may be tangled up together.
Work schedule and the lack of sleep's finally getting to some of the crew. I gotta get Nate up. We're setting out without him.
A half mile to the east, Captain Greenlaw's setting out, but after 19 days at sea, her crew's slowing down.
Nate. We're setting out.
Yeah.
We're setting out.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Those guys are working, really physically twice the hours that I am, and I'm tired.
For the next 4 hours, the exhausted crew will bait hooks and clip leaders and buoys to a 35-mile main line that'll rest 30 feet below the surface, with the hooks almost 30 feet below that.
Might have a little bit of a mess tomorrow. Jimmy is setting, inside us, towards us. He ran into a cold finger, so he made a tack out basically to the east, which kind of interferes with our set. Nobody really cared that we were down here prior to the last couple of days because they had really big fishing north of us. That's right, everyone was right there. And now things are sort of falling apart north of us. The only place to move was to come south. So we anticipate some problems tomorrow.
Our hooks will be tangled with their main line hooks. Theirs are going to be tangled with ours. They say that they didn't know we were here, but I don't believe it.
We haven't had any tangles with Scotty. They know how to respect each other's boundaries.
At least give us room to set what we want. We were here first. We're not leaving. If anything, those guys are going to leave.
I'm not cutting my gear off. I'm not going to not fish. I'm the one that's been here, right? Day after day after day. I haven't been drifting around trying to find greener pastures. I've been right here. Depending on how much gear we have wrapped up with other boats, it could be a really long day. That gear doesn't fish. If you're tangled up, you're not catching fish.
A few miles to the north is the Bigeye.
We need just a few more minutes there.
And now Captain Chomps wants part of the action.
I'm up here arguing with Jimmy. Everything stops when that happens.
I'm going in the morning. Folks, go out there and sit where I want to sit. Stay with a good table. Know the deal.
And on the Grand Banks, when two captains have a problem, everyone can listen in.
I'll have to explain it to you. So wherever you want, I'm just sat through there across you.
It's gonna be deal with. I'll run back and you up 10 times worse, Jimmy. You know it. I don't want to do that. Just want to set my gear and go home.
Right. That's chompers.
You've moved in a mindset here, so I don't want to hear it. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you about it. You know you're wrong, and that's the bottom line.
Whatever, I'm done. Set over top of him.
He's a pain in the ass, you know, and it's like, I'm not trying to run his set, but I'm gonna fish here. I ain't got time to deal with it. Damn, just start setting. She said, get the gear in the water. Set the gear, come on.
Desperate to fill his boat and get off the Grand Banks, Chomps is setting out over the other boat's gear.
Choppers is in the area, so, you know, I think that gets everybody a little bit riled up.
Everybody in the whole long swordfish industry knows me. Notorious chompers, don't with me.
Getting ready for the fall back. We can start getting fish. Then you will start seeing the fish dance. Woo!
345 miles off the coast of Newfoundland is the Eagle Eye II. While setting out, Captain Scotty ended up in a good old-fashioned turf war when another boat muscled into the strip of warm water he'd been fishing with Linda.
What are you doing out here? Come in.
Oh, you're fishing?
Well, you're right in my set.
This is my set, Scotty, not your set.
We're not sure if we got it all worked out here, but it's I don't know what's happening. We're all clustered up here right now. There's a real good chance we're gonna be tangled up pretty bad here today. This line right here is Jimmy's set, and it comes up here to the northeast and then turns out to the east. When Jimmy talked to Chompers, Chompers gave him some numbers, and as you can see, Chompers is above Jimmy's set, setting down through it to the southwest, and then continuing on down. Jimmy and Chompers will be crisscrossed. My set is this blue line. We're setting down to the southwest. Linda is just a little bit to the west of us here, about a mile, and she's parallel in our set. So Linda came down in the middle of my gear and in between Jimmy's gear. So I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens.
The crew's hauling their 7th set of the season. With expenses paid, it ought to be all profit, unless it's all tangles.
Got something coming.
First fish of the day, not sure what it is yet. Come on, fish. What do you see? What do you see? Here comes the leader, you gotta grab it.
The first fish of the day is a 100-pound marker. That could mean $400 for the crew.
Yep, 4:30 in the morning, our first fish in the boat.
Last one for the day.
Let's keep them coming.
50 hooks into the set, there's no tangles. For now, Scotty and his crew are getting lucky.
Live swordfish.
Fox, another fight going here.
You have to know when to pull on the fish, and you have to know when to give them a little bit of slack. You know, kind of set a drag for them, tire them out. It's a fine line between losing them and getting them. So we're gonna see who wins this battle.
When a fish decides to fight, the risks go up.
Strong little bastards.
The fish could pull off the hook or tangle the line in the propeller.
Got him. fácil, era muy fácil. Era solito.
All right.
Nice man.
Always love fighting the fish.
I was lucky to get a good shot on him there with the harpoon, and that ended that. That's definitely a Grand Banks fish.
The massive quadruple marker could be $2,000 in the crew's pockets. For now, the Eagle-Eye 2s escape the tangles, but they can't escape the Grand Banks weather.
Wind kicked up today.
Oh, it's always.
Yep, Grand Banks in the flow. That's the weather you gotta expect.
A little bit breezy there today.
But just a half-mile to the west is the Bjorn 2. And Captain Linda's contending with the waves and tangles.
Little bit of a mess. Okay, keep track of this knot. Just remember we have a knot here.
Now the exhausted crew's working twice as hard for none of the cash.
Somebody else tangles with you. We can drag four up together.
It's gonna take us a while to untangle.
There's a big snarl. Big snarl. Super snarl.
Holy.
All of it's got to come aboard. So haul it all. We're not going to clear this one.
When two boats cross main lines, it can take all day to sort the gear and figure out what tackle belongs to which boat.
No, that's ours. He just put his thing on.
Half of the line's Linda's, and the other half belongs to another captain.
Just trying to get clear of it the best we can here. I don't want to cut his line all up. But sometimes it's easier to cut his than it is to cut ours. Get your clippers. Okay, now this is his. We're hauling his line.
After a day of hauling big tangles and no swordfish, the embattled captain's running out of time to solidify her comeback.
Kind of tough sledding today, you know, with the weather and of course having the gear tangled up. But you know what? The gear's back on the boat. We know there are some nice fish here. We just have to get back on them.
Over 1,000 miles from home is the little southern boat Bigeye, and Captain Chomps is hauling up nothing but tangles.
Not a good start.
Keep roping it all in the boat.
Last night, during a bitter turf war, Chomps set his 35-mile line over another boat's gear.
Ah, damn, just start set.
Working together, captains can set their gear right next to each other. But when they don't, the gear can become a useless, tangled mess.
Notorious chompers, don't with it. My luck's usually never the best.
The old tangle. That.
Leave it there. Who just did that? Up here. Damn.
After 12 hours of sorting tangles, the crew finds some fish on their last few hooks. But by the last beeper buoy, they've only hauled in a few hundred pounds. Not enough for Captain Chomps.
I was making gear, so we'll have enough to set out again tonight.
So here we are, a couple hours that we could be eating and sleeping. We're making gear. But it's all good, man. We get her done. Get the hell in. Get out of here.
Take gear and tell us.
I don't give a my fingers are running off. Fingers are going as fast as they can.
No, your jaw is.
Guess we're not allowed to talk now.
After today's tangles, Chomps only has enough gear and fuel for one last attempt to fill the boat.
We're leaving. If we catch 20 fish tomorrow, we're leaving. If we catch 10 fish tomorrow, or we catch 1 fish tomorrow, we're leaving.
I just want to fill the boat and go home.
120 miles off the U.S. coast is the Francis Ann.
It's 5:45. Yeah, hopefully today we'll go error-free, no fubas.
Yesterday, after a series of mistakes, Captain Clem unloaded on Lemmy.
You ever see the power cord to the pump like that ever? 3 foot of water down there, idiot! If the base to that fish house goes bad, and those fish go bad, it's money out of my pocket for his mistake.
Slick seems like he's in a little bit better of a mood, but bet you once this weather picks up, he'll get pretty pissed again, you know. So I'm sure he'll be riding Lemmy again today.
Oh yeah, Lemmy's getting yelled at.
Every time.
What's going on?
Today, the only thing that'll save Lemmy from the captain's wrath is catching enough fish to cover their expenses.
Come on, fish! Come on, fish on! We got something big on here. Hopefully it's a big sword. Holy! Yeah, take your gaff out.
Nice fish. Yeah.
Come on!
Hell yeah.
Sunrise.
Swordfish delight.
That's a nice fish right there.
The first sword's a 200-pound double marker and could be a $1,000 fish.
Come on, baby! Come on!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good fish. Come on, nice fish, Rick. Come on. Better start than yesterday, but I'm not going to get too excited yet. Mako! Mako!
Mako shark's worth half as much as swordfish, but it pushes them closer to breaking even.
Couple swords, nice marker, Mako. Fish on!
Luckily for Lemmy, the captain's on the fish.
Yeah.
Good start to the day.
Yeah, we're starting to catch some fish, which is nice. Can't complain about the weather if you're catching fish.
Getting some good sized ones. Anyway.
Come on.
Fish on. Marker. Come on.
It's blowing 40 on George's bank. We're catching swordfish. Come on.
By the end of the day, the skipper and his young gun crew have loaded the boat with another 5,100 pounds. And the big catch allowed Lemmy to fly under the radar.
Covered our expenses now for what we caught. So from here on in, we'll be fishing for ourselves. Well, not literally ourselves, but we'll be fishing for our paycheck now. Expenses are covered. Now it's time for us to get ours.
On the unforgiving North Atlantic, Captain Clem's young guns are catching up to the fleet. Captains Linda and Scotty keep filling their holes while defending their turf. And Captain Chomps is desperately trying to top off his hold and get off the Grand Banks.
We're leaving. Get my gear up before I get my ass kicked. You get it when you get it, as quick as you can get it.
Captain Chomps is pushing his crew to the limit.
Sore, but we're here.
But they've got to haul one more set before the captain heads in.
I didn't think it was gonna be this hard. Dragging them big ass fish in the boat, that's just a whole lot more work than I ever thought it was.
This is a knife, I can barely even close my hands. And this one here's just locked up. It just all hurts now. We gotta go get dressed up.
It's definitely not a job you can do all your life. Sooner or later, you're gonna get physically not able. If you're not healthy and in shape, might as well not even try it.
The first hooks are empty, and Chomps will need at least 3,000 pounds to fill his boat.
Not a good last day. I mean, now I've just wasted my time.
Nice sword.
boy, do I got a spot for him.
The 200-pound double marker could be worth $1,200. A few more like this, and Chomps will be leaving with a full haul.
Catching some fish. Bring the markers on. Swordfish! Oh, yeah. That's a 300-pounder.
The triple marker's another $1,500. But there's still more.
There's Storm. Got you another one.
Last beeper's coming in the boat.
And this time, the beeper buoy marks the end of the trip for the weary crew.
One we've been looking for all day. Woo! Finally found it.
Going home.
What's up? Honey, I'm coming home.
Today, Chomps and his crew packed the little boat with another 4,000 pounds.
Yep, almost out of here.
With a full hold, Chomps can finally get off the Grand Banks and run to the U.S. mainland.
I got 1,000 miles to run to New Bedford, Mass. It's gonna be a long ride. We're gonna go through an intensifying low. I think it's 980 millibar low pressure. It's about the size of Texas. It's pretty damn big.
And he knows anything can happen between here and there. Next time on Swords.
A lot of sharks in the area.
The Francis Ann's ravaged by sharks.
Monster shark. That's what's eating our fish.
And a storm descends on the fleet.
I think 20 to 24 foot seas ain't no different than a hurricane.
Oh,